When you were a child, you might have had a holiday that you went on, or a football club that you used to go to, and now that many years have went by, you look back at these memories, and they seem so bright, colourful and so meaningful. It seems like most of the memories you make now are bland in comparison. You might not be as excited, and aren't so thrilled about the things that would definitely have that effect on you before. It seems like the good old days have passed, like things actually were more colourful back then. That you had more passion there before, more wonder with the world, and small events seemed more interesting. You felt like the world is open to you for all sorts of things. As you get older, there is a standard of expected behaviour when you get to a certain age. Instead of running around, role-playing, playing tag, playing hide and seek, stuff mainly turns into quote-unquote hanging out, sitting down and just talking about things. Let's play turns into let's hang out, and the former isn't cool to say anymore. Even if in action people are still playing. People still play board games, actually run around and chase each other, or play sports, video games and more. There will always be people that think that's childish and that others need to grow up. Sometimes some form of play is seen as childish, unless it's for a YouTube video, or the adult is actually playing with a kid. Wonder and play for all life. The Yes Theory and Mr. Beast are examples of adults playing with their friends essentially. Though they are filming it, what if they weren't? Are they weird? No one thinks anything of a kid running around laughing by themselves, playing with the grass, snow, sand and just being happy in their own company. But as you grow up, if you do that sort of thing, people think you are crazy or that there is something wrong with you. As a kid, you have more of a carefree wonder, and if you want to play when you go outside, or walk after a ladybird and just spend some time with it, no one really thinks a thing. As an adult, you have to realize that feeling wonder in the things that many people find boring or just normal or weird is something you have to consciously value. James Charles could have stopped doing makeup despite how much fun he experiences with creating new looks if he gave in to people's lowest opinions. There are people who will experience the wonder in activities with you almost always, and do appreciate it, and are inspired by it. You always have to have your unique outlook on things. Sadly for many people, wonder becomes more constrained to what looks normal to others. If you want to play in the snow by yourself, then do! Why is it always that romantic love seems to get the free pass of living freely with awe and a bounce in your step? There was a quote in the movie Her that said,
"Falling in love is a crazy thing to do. It's kind of like a form of socially acceptable insanity."
Dancing on the street with no one dancing with you is seen as crazy. Doing something fun without it being for YouTube or TikTok seems crazy. Being free of caring for other people's opinions is deemed alright if you were actually filming a video. But what if you just want to have fun for the moment? Perhaps do something a little silly to make a few people laugh without any camera. People filming themselves. When people film themselves, why is it a thing to feel awkward about? As long as no stupid things are done that jeopardizes other people's safety, rights or boundaries, then there is nothing to cringe about. If you want to watch content and think it's cringy to make, then this type of thinking isn't really consistent. For a photo, vlog or a dancing video to be made, someone has to either film themselves or have someone film them. How do people expect to see content if no one does these things? Getting drunk and high as a means of acting differently. People set themselves freer when they drink alcohol. It's described as a social lubricant. People are less hesitant to interact with others, less hesitant on enjoying the moment. They have an excuse to be carefree, even if what they are experiencing is a placebo. There is a lot of art depicting people getting high and drunk. It seems like this is a socially acceptable type of looseness to behavior, just to have a drink and be happy with what is and where they are now. Happy with seeing what is all around, just enjoying it to the fullest. But why is it weird to do that without any type of substance to refer back to as the source of all of that? Being high on life is a real state. Being in awe and wonder with what is. Seeing the depth of colours, appreciating all the things we're feeling, connecting with all our sensory experiences more, paying more attention to touch, taste, and sounds? What about just being high with no substances, with no excuse other than you want to express how you feel? Damn. People eventually accept you or don't. Vibe. They are extroverted. That type of statement is an example of when people try applying a phrase to outwardly convey understanding of someone's behavior. Understandings are not always correct. Many people like to attach a label they personally understand the quickest and go with that. Sometimes it's okay, and sometimes it's wrong and causes confusion. A lot of introverted traits might have got you dubbed as having Asperger's or being antisocial, when in reality you just needed more downtime by yourself to do better. Respecting other people is a very good social norm and expectation. However, limiting joyful expression and play with worry of other people's judgmental behaviors just prevents you from enjoying things to the fullest. As long as you are not hurting anyone with your behavior, it really doesn't matter. Trying to take good photos more than enjoying the experience is something that people do. A process of rushing to take a photo before actually really taking in an experience. Trying to make other people think you had a great time when your focus and attention was going into the photo itself more than the surrounding environment. There's a funny TikTok trend that shows how people look on their parents' Facebook accounts versus their own. Photos that are taken of the moment as they are have a value that we can look back on and truly remember that time for what it was. Obsessing over posing for perfect picturesque photos all the time really does take away from an experience. No one always looks perfect. To just enjoy things and have genuine photos is something we shouldn't be afraid of. Normalizing imperfect photos again is nice. There's a contrast as some people don't mind living completely private lives. Some people are happy having their moments not made public. They don't really care if people outside of their circle see or know their lives at all. Only some people will really know them and their stories. Some people just enjoy looking back on things in their mind and on their own, and mostly if they did take a few photos or videos, it's mostly to later aid the memory and perhaps share these with people they are close to. But that's about it. It's an interesting contrast to me. Making things public is unnecessary for something to have value. In the end, don't be scared to experiment with harmless perspectives. To exist and experience existence with awe is your right. A good friend of mine said something about this before. It went something like, perhaps a shot of vodka or a mug of beer is taking the elevator, but reaching a state, high, relaxed, energized or happy, substance-free, is taking the stairs. If your friends think you're weird for expressing joy and wonder, then let them. If you aren't already subscribed, I'd very much appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it and comment what you thought. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.